Hey guys, it's Kane from Team Alpha Omega 100, and we're here with a scrap deck profile. Right, first of all, we have 3 scrap chimeras, and if you're not going to run 3, then there's no point you running a scrap deck. Next we have 3 scrap beasts. This is the main tuner you're going to be using in this deck. He works brilliantly with Scrap Chimera because you can bring him back from the grave by using Scrap Chimera's effect and then going into a Scrap Dragon. Okay, that's Black Rose. Yeah, Scrap Dragon. Next up we have 2 Scrap Goblins. He's the level 3 tuner you're going to be using to like summon Scrap Archfiend and sometimes Black Rose Dragon, which we'll go to later, and he can't be destroyed by battle, which is great. Morphing Jar. He's a beast! This deck is basically revolving around graveyards, so why not run him? Next is Scrap Golem. He is a level 5 Earth monster, and his effect is once per turn you can special summon a level 4 or lower scrap monster in your graveyard to either player's side of the field. So say that you had a scrap beast in your grave and you had him on the field, you'd be able to summon the scrap beast from the grave by using his effect and then go into a scrap twin dragon, the level 9. Next up, Scrap Orthros. He is a brilliant recycler. If you have a scrap monster on the field, you can special summon him from your hand, and then when he's on the field, you have to destroy a scrap monster on your field. So, and all the tuner's effects are.
No.
All the tuner's effects are when they're destroyed by a scrap effect, they let you basically get a scrap monster apart from themselves from your graveyard to your hand. Reborn Tengu. He works best at 3, which is why I'm kind of disappointed he's gone down to 2. But 2's still good because you can use 1 for a synchro summon and then use the other one to pop with Scrap Dragon, then you get a +1. And we like +1s, so it's brilliant. Next up, Mechlord Emperor Grenell. There's nothing else to say about this card. You can take your opponent's synchro on most monsters, and at the most he's going to be a 4,000 to 3,000 beater. So why not run him? Next, Summoner Monk.
Where are you going?
I'm a bit iffy about running 2 of these. I might go down to 1 because I like to keep the monster count low to like draw the cards I need. And basically, Summoner Monk, if you summon him, he's switched to defense mode with 1600 defense, and then once per turn you can discard a card, a spell card from your hand to activate his effect, and his effect is special summon a level 4 monster from your deck to your side of the field. In this case, you do a tuner to do a level 8 synchro monster. Next up, we have Gauze. Everybody loves Gauze! You take damage, you summon him. You can either give them damage or summon a token with that same amount of damage you took. He's a beast! Next up, Mind Control. Brilliant for synchros and Xyz. You take control of their monster, it can't attack or be tributed, but it can be used as a synchro material, or an Xyz summon material. Next up, Book of Moon. Book of Moon works amazingly well with Disrupting plays and Morphing Jar, because you can flip him and then flip him back down and activate his effect again. Dark Hole, staple. And if you don't know what Dark Hole is, then you just need to quit right now.
Ready?
Foolish Burial.
Oh, good!
it's a brilliant card. It's a brilliant card since this deck revolves around graveyards. And these two cards that I just shown work amazingly well with Monster Reborn because you can special summon from the grave. Double MST, staple. Every deck should have at least 2 MSTs because like everything has spells and traps that are deadly. Next up, Pot of Duality. I'm still kind of iffy about running the Pot of Duality because it's kind of expensive and I might not be able to get it in real life. So that's the only reason I'm running it on Dueling Network at the moment. Next up, Free Scrapstorm. This card is so terrible that you shouldn't even be playing it. It's just like Scrap Chimera. Like, why would you play it? Scrapyard. It's the search out for this deck. You get a Scrap Tuner monster from your deck to your hand. And that's about it. Next up, Scapegoat. Scapegoat is the beast. And it basically summons beasts. It's a quick play, so you get 4 chunk blockers onto your field. And they're all level 1 earth monsters, so... And because we're running Naturia Beast and Naturia Barkion, they need to have earth monsters to be synchro summoned. Heavy Storm, staple. You need to get rid of their back row. Call of the Haunted. I am thinking about going up to 2 on this because it's basically like another Monster Reborn, and then if you tribute the monster that you special summon from the grave, it still stays in the field. So you have another target for Scrap Dragon to pop. Next up, Compulsory Evacuation Device. Nothing to say. Solemn Warning. Beast of the format. Negates synchro summons and special summons and destroys their monster with paying 2,000 life points. Torrential Tribute. Staple. Destroys monsters on the field and then works brilliantly with Grinnell. Because Grinnell's effect is... It can only be special summoned by its own effect. When a face-up monster you control destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. Solemn Judgment. Staple, basically. Pay half your life points, negate anything. Trap Stun. I run 2 of these because I don't really like running Royal Decree because it kind of messes up the traps that I run. So I do like Royal Decree sometimes if I'm not running so many traps. So at the moment I'm running Trap Stuns. Next up, Bottomless Trap Hole. Negates a lot of plays and removes their monsters from play, so they don't get to get them back from their graveyard. Horn of the Phantom Beast. This card is amazing, but it's quite hard to find in real life, and that is why I'm siding one of them, because its effect is target 1 beast or beast warrior type monster you control. Equip it to this card. It gains 800 attack. When this card is destroyed, when a targeted monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. So more search out. Now for side deck. Run 2 Cyber Dragon because you can special summon them if you don't have any monsters, and great for synchro summons. Mystical Space Typhoon because you might want to run 3 sometimes. DD Crow to remove more stuff from play. Royal Decree because you want to negate their traps. Scrap Goblin in case I run a 1-3 sometimes. Level Eater. Level Eater is basically something to pop with your Scrap Dragon because you can special summon it by decreasing a level by 1 monster's level by 1 if it's a level 5 or higher.
That's illegal.
And then pop it and then special summon it again. It's kind of illegal. It needs to be, in my opinion, it needs to be at least limited. But I'm happy it's not. Mirror Force. Mirror Force just destroys monsters when you're in trouble. Horn of the Phantom Beast. Like I said, I need to run 3 sometimes, so That's why I'm siding 1. Thunder King Ryo. Neither players can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. During either player's turn, when your opponent would special summon a monster, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard to negate the special summon and destroy it. Run 3 of them, because he's a beast. Next up, 2 Effect Veilers. He's another beast of the format. Or she, I should say. Because everything basically revolves around effects now. So you need to negate them before they even happen. Now for extra deck. Atomic Scrap Dragon. I never really summon him. He's just there in case I need him. If in case like I run out of Scrap Dragons. Scrap Archfiend. The main level 7 you're going to be using because of Scrap Chimera and Scrap Goblin. Scrap Dragon. You need to run 3, otherwise there's no point running a Scrap deck. Scrap Twin Dragon. Basically a powered up version of Scrap Dragon, but it's harder to summon since it's level 9. Stardust Dragon. You need another level 8 and it negates destruction cards. Black Rose Dragon. Just in case they have a big field and you want to like wipe out their whole field. And then if you have Grenelle in your hand, special summon it. Bryonic. I'm disappointed this has been limited to 1 because if I could run 3 I would. You discard any number of cards to the graveyard to target the same number of cards on the field. Return those cards to the hand. Colossal Fighter. For when you're fighting against warrior decks, and he gains 100 attack for each warrior in the graveyard, in either player's graveyard. Catasta. He's just a beast. Naturia Beast and Naturia Barkion. Just like what I said earlier, the Scapegoat you're running is going to really help with these summons. Finally, number 39 Utopia. He's just there. So, in case you run out of Scrap Dragons and level 8s, you can negate attacks. But the only downside to him is, if he has no Xyz and he attacked, he's destroyed immediately. This has been Kane from Team Alpha Omega 100, and we're out.